Good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's Outlook. This is Kim speaking, and let's get cracking at looking at these markets. And we'll start off looking at the possible risk impact today. So it's Friday 29th. So we've got what we've got lined up today. So the flash CPI data coming out at 10 o'clock. That could certainly create a bit of volatility for the euro dollar and possibly a bit of a knock-on effect into everything else, he says. We've got the Canadian GDP figure. This is a monthly figure. It's pretty consistent in coming out with forecast, and it's quite low impact, although it's showing as high impact here, but I've not really seen it with any significant impact for a long time. Chicago PMI later, and then we've got the consumer sentiment, University of Michigan's consumer sentiment there. Neither of those are really big movements, but movers even, but we'll see. There is that risk always. Speakers today, I don't seem to have a great deal of speakers. It seems very light. We've got 7:45. We've got German Steinemmer speaking. We've got ECB Lagarde at 8:40, and that Kazakh at ECB at 10. Okay. And Fed Williams at 17:40. So we've got a few speakers dotted through today. I think most of these are singing off the same hymn sheet now. So anyway, let's get on. Look at the technicals. Technicals then, the euro dollar still facing southbound in the bigger picture here. However, we had a bit of a crack starting to appear on the lower time frame. It's doing its best here. It has put a couple of higher lows on the hourly basis here, and is trying to push up. So there's a bit of a crack in the structure. We've had this sort of quite smooth downside here, and it's if you draw the trend line across the lows, across the highs here, you'll see we've broken that sort of period. So we could be in for some more upside. I'm always wary when I say things like this on a market that's been coming down. My preference is the short side to be trading. However, I can only trade what's in front of me. This is a bit of a dodgy one at the moment. The pivot's got a 75% chance of being hit. It's in a downward trend. Okay, maybe if it was to turn, it would be a target, but it's awkward when it's doing what it's doing. The pound's no different. Very strong downtrend. Yesterday we saw quite a bounce, and today we're seeing a bit of a follow through. But it's really how long the follow through is going to last on these markets. Is it a proper turning point? It's certainly put some sort of turning pictures in here. It's put a higher low in there than it's put initially. That was the turning point there. I was looking yesterday for the continuation to break down. Didn't happen. It's bounced, and it's continued to push up here. So looking more positive at this stage, but already up into its R1 on that basis. If it does get a little retrace and push again, R2's got a 75% chance of being hit. US dollar yen, it too, same situation. We've just seen the dollar softening obviously across all the markets. We've got the lower high in here. Yesterday I was looking and took the break and didn't last long before I was stopped out. It turned around. It was trying its best to get back up there. I was almost tempted to take a second bite of this on the long side. It's been pushing up so much, and decided against it, and wiped my brow because I had. It just literally, it's broken down there properly at the moment. So it's quite a kicker really there. So lower highs coming through. Aussie dollar, similar picture as everything else here really. Now you see the turn here. It's just weak US dollar, and it's sort of is it a dead cat bounce, or are we going to see a continuation at some point of where the direction? But for now, this is really some of these markets have really accelerated back up. I mean, the Aussie dollar is higher than where it started the week. Okay, US dollar CAD. Now I did short this yesterday, so I've got the short back into this. I was looking for the setup, which was the break here of this trend line. Originally looking for the head and shoulder pattern to break, but then looking just for the break, it did more than just a break. It gave me a lower high. Did chop around a little bit, but at the moment moving on the right direction. This one I find a little bit easier because it was a flag pattern on the bigger picture anyway, so it all looked like it was the right sort of shape. I'm liking what I'm seeing at the moment for more downside. It's fitting with the markets in terms of the weaker US dollar at the moment, so we'll continue with that. But yeah, it was a pig's ear yesterday. To be fair, it was quite clean when I took the trade. It just did what I needed it to do, triggered all the things, and then it danced around and all over the place. So anyway, it's running at the moment. Right. New Zealand dollars, same situation as the Aussie. There's no real difference. I don't have any instant trades on these markets. I mean, all the pairs I like, likes the euro yen. Well, that's moving and it's already moved away. It's on the dailies. You can see it's still in that chop zone, still in that range. The euro pound. Not a straightforward one either. So as you go through these, and then the others have really got kicking. The Aussie, the commodity currency is really pushing hard. So the Aussie there benefiting softer euro, and again here, well, it's got a bit of a bounce against the CAD yesterday, but this could be an opportunity on the break of the daily pivot, maybe for the downside. There'll be some divergence on the short term over these highs here. It looks like it's near, yeah, it's pretty close to breaking. We'll see. Not if it breaks the lows, but for me, it's really looking below the daily pivot. There would be a possible opportunity. Euro New Zealand dollar. I was looking for more of a ride on this a couple of days ago. It's certainly done it now, but I'm not in it and it's gone. So there we go. Right, so it's maybe a patience game this morning on all these currencies. Quick look at the gold and some of the indices. So gold seeing a benefit like everything else, but I mean it's still a very, I mean whereas the others had bounces yesterday, this still sold off and it had ended up on a close. So quite a difference there. Maybe if things turn around again today, the gold might be the big loser. The only thing I'd say with it is it's losing at sort of was at 3 o'clock when it started off a little bit at 1, but 3 o'clock was the big move on it. Got scope to push back down, but maybe this afternoon. I'll leave that for now. Oil's come off. Let's just go to the dailies there. So oil came off. Not a great deal of surprise. It's into, I mean, it's probably a bit stretched overall. It's close to the sort of levels where I'd expect something to happen, and also it's into its into its yearly pivot on here. It's all right. I'm just looking at what time frame I'm on. This is the yearly pivot it's run into. It has run into it before. And it's providing a bit of resistance at this stage, so quite a few things going on there. Shorts, I wouldn't try and bet against this at the moment. There is a chance it will break down at some point today and take another move to the downside. We'll see how it is, but with the strength of what's been coming in and how quickly it turns to the upside, at this stage it's just too early, especially when you look at it on this daily picture. Looking at the equity markets, S&P 500 catching a bit of a bounce then yesterday again. So it's liking what it's seeing effectively. House prices have fallen, I believe yesterday they come off. And it's showing the housing markets down. That takes the pressure off of interest rate increases to a degree. However, most of the speakers are still being relatively bullish. You see on the shorter time of this S&Ps, it's put the higher lows in again, very similar to the euro price action, as it often is. So Nasdaq, sorry, the Dow, very similar-ish picture, a bit more positive now, and the Nasdaq charging away there as well. So the equity markets there certainly looking better this morning. The DAX is up at the moment, starting to get a little bit of grip to the upside maybe, but you've got to be careful. You get all into that, oh, it's pushing up, and then something happens like 8 o'clock happens and it all rolls over or something. So just tread carefully with these. The FTSE, I'm just looking at this on an hourly chart, similar picture to everything else. This was the darling earlier on. It wasn't coming off quite so strongly as some of these other markets. It's bounced nicely yesterday into its daily 50. This I'm a little bit more bullish on. It's an easier one to be or get back into being bullish on, and it may have the better run this morning as we open. The cash market opens. It's already, obviously the futures market already pushing up at the moment, confirming a higher low, and well, we'll see how these move. Anyway, positive end to the week there. At the moment, it is the end of the quarter. There might be some end of the quarter skullduggery. Let's just look at, for those that are following Bitcoin, etc., what's happening here. Well, there's a bit of positivity kicking through, coming in yesterday, looking a little bit better. Maybe over the weekend we could see a break of those prior highs there. It will give us a higher low and a little bit of cheer for the market that's been sitting basically flat for God knows how long. Ethereum following the same sort of picture here, same sort of picture, curling round. Break above the monthly pivot would certainly give it a bit more of a boost. Maybe that will come over the weekend. So some positivity right away across the markets as we've seen this dollar just weaken slightly. Okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great day's trading. On the site is the YouTubers and Roomies. I'll be with you in just a second, so catch you later. Bye for now.